radio.
They're coming.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Their focus is extremely short.
How have I even got a job here?
On Nova.
Hello there, podcast listeners. It is Jess and Leno here from the team, joined by our birthday guest, Sarah McGilvray.
Happy birthday, Sarah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for bringing my kids in as well on the show today into work.
It's our pleasure. Apologies for grabbing them from their beds, blindfolding them and dragging them in here without your knowledge.
Let me give you a heads up for when either of you have kids. The hours at work are supposed to be an escape, but thank you for bringing them to my happy place.
What a pity, James. That's not a birthday present at all.
No, thanks, guys.
Hey, Says, coming up in the potty, we're talking about doomsday. There's a lot going on at the moment. Obviously, Russia, not good. Would you go into a bunker?
Only if I can choose who comes and it isn't certain people in this team. Think about it.
Just checking. Leno, have we got a ding for you and I?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are sweet. Yeah, you'll even get your own rooms and things. Bring your partners, bring your pets.
But don't bring Sarah's kids. That was the message from just before.
I guess they have to come into the bunker. I meant more Wippa.
Yeah, it's a whipperless bunker, that's for sure.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Ghosts. Never really believed in ghosts.
Great movie.
Yeah, it is a great
Patrick
movie.
Swayze.
It's one of the
At
best.
his best.
That pottery scene. Actually,
Oh, my
BJ's
God.
got a pottery birthday party.
Oh, that is hot.
Which I'm a bit worried
Can
about.
I come
I
along?
don't know if there's any guys involved with that one.
How many
but-
wheels?
Well, it's just everyone's on a wheel having a pot.
Lingerie?
I don't think there's anything sexual
Well,
about
whenever-
pottery.
Whenever
Don't
you
worry.
say the word pottery, the first thing that I go back to is
It's the
Patrick
scene.
Swayze.
I know, but what they didn't show in that scene is the clay getting stuck under her nails and stuff and like flicking in their eyes.
Unchained Melody, fire it up, because how many girls are involved, Fitz? So this music's playing and they're just hands on the clay as it spins around.
Yeah, and then you
Wow.
you have a bit of a laugh.
And do you come in and spoon the other person?
No, you're just on that by yourself. You're pottering
Oh.
away yourself.
Well, give us a heads up.
And then you get to keep your ashtray at the end. You have a dart and you leave. Because I'm looking after the kids at home.
Everyone starts with an ashtray.
Now, a lot of people do feel like they walk into a room at home and it gets extremely cold in there. They can feel a presence.
Yeah.
People also say that they can feel something, a hand on their shoulder or... I mean, there's a lady over in the UK. Her name is Brocard. She is an artist. She has a song out. This is her hit song.
A Pandora's box of expectations, a host of contradictions, most of them fiction, and a
Now,
cute character.
I don't know, Brocard. She may be trying to get her music career out there because she's gone on breakfast television over there to talk about a ghost that she has in her house by the name of Eduardo.
Okay.
Now, she knows Eduardo is there. She can feel Eduardo's presence and also can feel he puts his hands on her sometimes.
A physical ghost.
He's fallen in love with her. So these are some of the things that have been happening at her house.
Various odd things would happen, like I'd be having a shower and little love hearts would appear. The first time, on that first occasion, he literally left with the words saying, "I love you." And I was like, what on earth is that? I will heal...
Bit soon.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, you're keen, aren't you? Hi, nice to meet you.
Get off drugs naturally.
So, I mean, that would be nice, going into the shower and then all of a sudden a love heart comes up in the steam of the shower screen. That's a nice little gesture. He's leaving I love you. I mean, she says that she's in love with Eduardo the ghost and she's now engaged to Eduardo the ghost. They haven't taken it to the next level, which is getting intimate with a ghost. And we've spoken about this before on the show where a lady got intimate with a ghost and went on that same breakfast show.
But you can't wrap your arms around a ghost. No. So how physically, how does the sex bit happen? You can still feel it. Like it was kind of, it's difficult to explain. Like a weight. Kind of a weight, but at the same time weightless and like a physical. There's the breath and stroking. And the energy as well. I think the energy was a lot to do with it. Do you feel a connection?
Isn't it just a really graphic dream?
Gives a new meaning to is it in?
Oh, my God.
Not even 8 a.m., mate.
You know what? You dance around it sometimes.
And then you just steamroll in.
We've all been there.
Oh, my
No, we
gosh.
have not all been there. No.
We haven't. But I mean, if you're lying there, how do you know?
Lisa looked like she'd seen a ghost the first time. Like, you obviously got nude.
No, she just wished she was dead.
How do you know? How do you know when it's on?
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
Really? I'm
When
married
she
to that?
says yes, Wippa.
No,
When
no, I
Lisa
meant...
says yes,
No, I meant
you're
with
in, the window is short.
I mean,
move
with
fast.
the ghost, Sarah, when you're lying there and you can feel this weight, but I can't. It's actually weightless. So I don't know if it's on me now.
Imagine walking into that though, and you think that you're getting intimate with a ghost, but
Yeah.
you're really just there by yourself. It's like the whole virtual. You're telling us that virtual reality is going to take over the world, and especially in that industry. And we know that industry is so massive that you can actually transport yourself into a room with a woman of your dreams, Sarah, with a virtual reality set on. But I think the first thing that comes to my mind is imagine you walking in on your brother or sister or a parent in a room by themselves with a set of goggles on, going, oh yeah, this is awesome. So what have you been up to?
In the corner of the room.
Dad, what are you doing with your pants off?
Oh.
Hey, Dad!
Some goggles on.
Put that down.
It's
Put it down now.
It's so weird.
I mean, if we go back to
Oh, should
BJ's
we?
clay party, I mean, that will be an adventure. With the ghost, though, because you're right, this comes out every now and then, doesn't it? Like, there's more, like you mentioned, there's more than one story. It's like the
Kesha,
woman...
remember she said she'd been with a ghost?
had been with a ghost. It's like those people that marry... what is it? What's that word I'm looking for? Inanimate
objects.
And that woman who was in love with the building, and they showed a photo of her in her wedding dress, and she's hugging the corner of a building on her wedding day.
Well, you know, it's hard to find a good man these days.
Ocean, pool, hot tub, or all of the above? Make up for missed holidays with whatif.com. What if it's Aussie for travel?
This morning.
We've all had one.
So, Rye from Ohio in the US, female. Now, she's just got rid of Jacob. Jacob was a bit of a creep, she thought, anyway. He had to move out anyway. It was too expensive, the rent's there. So Jacob moved out, and she was going through his old room. There was still a couple of things left in there, and she was going to take a couple of photos so she could get a new roommate. Now, Sarah, you haven't seen Shawshank Redemption, so you wouldn't know, but there's a famous scene with a poster up on the wall.
I know that one.
She took down the poster from the wall, and like Shawshank, behind the poster was a hole.
Don't.
Was a hole that led into her bathroom, straight into the shower.
What, that he could see
So
through?
from his room, a hole into the shower on the other side, and he could watch her in the bathroom.
How creepy.
Tommy, the hardest thing about doing this, if you're on mic there, is making sure you can't see that the drill hole doesn't
Tommy,
punch
what
any
drill bit
tiles
do
off
you
the
use?
wall. So you'd be safe for drilling back towards the other room.
For the record, I don't have a bunker in Muswellbrook, which was the previous break, and unconfirmed about the drilling with the hole in the wall.
How big is the hole? Like, if she's in the shower, can you just see two eyeballs moving?
There it is there. I mean, it's only...
That's a huge hole.
It's very... No, it's not that big,
It's like
Sarah.
a bullet hole.
But it looks like he's burnt it first just to get
does.
through. Now, I lived with a guy who came over from WA. He was a football player and was looking for a place to stay. I was seeing a girl at the time. This would have been about 20 years ago. Seeing a girl at the time. She stayed over at our house one weekend, and I didn't see her for the rest of the week. And then the weekend after, we didn't go out. I was going to take it easy. I said, what are you up to this weekend? She said, I'm going out with friends. I said, well, I'm going to take it easy. I needed a quiet weekend. And I said, no worries, sweet, I'll speak to you next week. Unfortunately, I ran into her again Sunday morning at my house.
Oh, God.
She had slept with my roommate. Is it not a dodgy roommate move? Like, there was a moment where I walked out.
What a bloke. What a guy.
I walked out and I was like, And then I'm trying to think, what did we do last night? I didn't see you last night. And then he walks out from around the corner.
Sorry, mate.
Remember his name, Mark.
Did he know that you'd hooked up with her?
No.
Or was she the only one that knew?
Yeah.
She knew the link or he knew the link?
No, I don't think she knew that he lived with me.
Right.
But there would have been a moment when she got back to the house where she was like, okay, I've been here before.
Opened your door, saw you
Says,
sleeping and went, nah.
I lived with a guy called Gary who you married. We lived together for a couple of years, and he, to describe him for nobody that knows him, would be described as a loose unit. Like, when he rages hell. And not only did he have many, many ladies, but when he threw a party, We lost our bond 3 times.
I think that was you, wasn't it, who
No, it
threw a
wasn't.
tin of paint on the internal wall of the apartment?
He is loose.
Let's go to Keelan now in Kirrawee. What did the dodgy roommate do, Keelan?
A couple things, but one of them, I was paying for the internet bill. We're all splitting it a couple of ways, and I'd come home and the internet would stop working.
Yeah.
And I'm an IT technician, and I can see if the password's been changed and what password it is.
Yeah.
And they were denying it. They'd still asking for the $100 a month. So I just acted dumb, and I was still paying it. And then I said, I'm going to ring Telstra. And they're like, oh, no, I'll do it. And the next day, they tell me the password, which is what I already knew 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So they changed the password on you.
Yeah.
So you couldn't use it?
Yeah, because I know how to log in.
Lauren in Pennant Hills, what did the dodgy housemate do?
Morning, guys. So I did a season in Canada in Whistler, and we lived in a tiny shoebox apartment, and there was 4 of us living there, and one of the guys that I lived with brought his roommate, his girlfriend over, said it was staying for 2 weeks and stayed for 3 months.
Oh, no. Did you get on with her at least, Lauren?
The world's tiniest apartment.
Oh. Did you get on with her?
Yeah, she was lovely, but she did, set the fire alarm off once. It was just a whole...
Okay.
You can't
do
So
that.
that took it out to 5. Let's go to Adam in Guyamea now. What did the dodgy roommate do, Adsy?
Mate, yeah, we had a couple of dodgy roommates in London in a share house, and one morning we got a knock on the door. We seen 2 big guys in black leather jackets and bald heads knocking on the door looking for one of our roommates. Yeah. As we opened up the door, we seen our roommate run out the back, and later on we found that he'd been seeing the ladies of the night and not paying his bills.
Oh no! So they were coming to smash your knees at him.
We just pointed at him as he jumped the back fence. That's him out there.
Different to you, Adam. You paid up front every time, didn't you, mate? Responsible member of the community.
Oh, Adsy.
Oh, Adam, well done. Let's talk about doomsday preppers. They're out there. And the doomsday bunkers that you see, and there's a Texas-based company with everything that's going on around the world, their sales have spiked 1,000% since Russia invaded the Ukraine. We even have preppers here, 13 24 10, if you are one of those people that maybe stock a little extra of something. I know Pandemic Pete is also Prepper Pete because he stockpiles toilet paper, right, without a word of a lie, toilet paper, because he thinks just in case, all of a sudden, someone on the other side of the world presses a button which could send a missile towards us, Pete can duck off, but his bum will always be clean.
Oh, whoa.
He might be hungry. But I tell you what, his bum spotless.
I know, Tommy, you still got your bunker as well, but there's no food or anything down
different.
there. If there's no supplies, is there, Tom?
Cable ties,
No,
isn't it?
Still got the swing.
Yeah, many cable ties. Says and I share those.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
It's a beautiful bunker, Tom. I loved it
You've
so
been down
much.
there,
I
have you?
loved it so much that I couldn't get out of there for a week.
Last
I
time.
was chained to a bed, unfortunately, but I really loved it. It was beautiful.
When we were in Muswellbrook, there was a bunker that you and Tommy walked down to, and there was the ladies' midweek book club going on.
That was down in the wine cellar, wasn't it?
Oh, God.
Yeah, they're still down there, actually. It's a very long book night.
How's this? The bunkers range from $40,000. That's where you get your mini bunker. So what that one looks like is a shopping container.
Right.
So, a shopping container. A shipping container.
I was thinking, geez, that's...
And it just has bunk beds in it. So it's a steel framed thing that you can dig a hole in your backyard. It gets sunk into your backyard, and then you have the trapdoor at the top, but it is a steel contained box, and it comes with air conditioning too. So you've got a vent that pumps fresh air down there. Let's hope it's not a bloody chemical bomb, and you're right in your bunker.
Well, it's, you know what, you can use it. I mean, is it like the equivalent of a granny flat?
Yeah, absolutely.
know if
That'd
you
be
could-
bigger than an inner Sydney apartment.
Oh, you see some of those rooms in Bondi that are for rent, and they're just in the corner of a bathroom with a mattress on the floor. This thing's luxury compared to that.
It could be time to kick Grandma out, isn't it?
Well, it needs to be underground. Grandma needs to be underground. It's no good
she's
just booting her out of the granny flat in the backyard.
What about you can't just bury her and hope that she's gone. That's not the idea of a doomsday bunker. What about this one? It ranges from $40,000 up to $8.5 million. And the $8.5 million bunker, they've been sold. United Kingdom have got orders in, Denmark, Japan, Canada. They all have residents prepared to spend $8.5 million. It's like the billionaires that buy up in New Zealand, these big bits of land where they think if the world ends, New Zealand, oh, beautiful, get involved. It's a great spot to go.
Poor New Zealand.
You might have to, isolate for 14 days, but that'll be fine. In the $8.5 million bunker, how's this? And I'll just show you a couple of images here. It's got a spa. You've got full couches. You've got a kitchen. You've got a lounge. It looks like the Big Brother house because there's obviously no windows.
Where's Gretel?
Gretel's not there. Igor's
pay
there.
extra for
Igor's
Gretel.
the first one in there. It comes with enough beds to sleep 44 people, 10 individual master bedrooms. Right, this is a dream come true. One above ground safe house. What? So if the bunker goes, there's another safe house. 9 futon couches, 7 bathrooms with shower, 1 fully custom kitchen. Full-size refrigerator. It's got a sauna and a swimming pool and hot tub.
Do you're not telling anyone about this, are you? Because if the apocalypse comes, you don't want people just knocking on your bunker.
Yep, those relatives you try and shake at Christmas, they would be hassling.
Well, sorry, Uncle Steve, we're full.
Yeah.
You know how it happens so quickly? Like it's coming, here it comes, everyone down the bunker. Then you close the door and realise that Auntie Trish is there or Uncle Tony.
What do you do?
She's gone back to get the cat.
What are you guys doing? I'm so glad you made it.
Do we really want Cousin Shane? Don't let him in. Looking for little highlights of the day when the weather is so dark and bleak and the stories seem to be so heavy at the moment. It drags us down, but we need to lift up, and I've got some good news. To improve your mood, guys.
You have a shower?
Huh? No, yeah, I have a shower every morning. I have a shower and a shave most mornings. And at night time I have a shower too, so freshly groomed. Heinz is releasing a candle, which is great news. They don't normally do candles. You might know them, and this is maybe what I'll get you for your birthday today.
Please do not tell me it's baked beans or spaghetti.
No, it's not. It's completely different. The flavour of the candle, it's a scented candle, which is barbecue. So it's the Aussie sausage sizzle scented candle. Smells like a Bunnings sausage sandwich. Comes complete with hints of ketchup and mustard.
No, you can't.
If you can nail that. Like the other day I walked out in the backyard and it would have been 3 o'clock on a Sunday, and I've told you about our barbecue wars where we try and outdo each other. Someone fired it up at about 3 o'clock and I instantly went, I need a beer. Like, I smelt the barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, it's up there with a Christmas tree smell.
Yes.
Of the pine.
Yep.
Or a new car smell. You know, these smells that last with you forever, and every time you smell them, they feel warm. They're like your best mate giving you a hug.
Do you know the sausages you at Bunnings? I was thinking about this the other day.
Go on.
It has nothing to do with the sausage. Huh? Sausages are sausages, mate, and they're easy to cook. You can put them onto a barbie. All it comes down to is the freshness of the white bread.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Now, if you go to a few of them, and obviously the bread's been there for a couple of days, and it ruins the whole experience. If you've got the freshest of fresh white bread,
it's beautiful.
That's the thing that makes the whole experience the best.
And I think it's
not the
also
sausage.
that, you know, you don't plan for it. Like, I'm going there to get a bit of timber or some potting mix from the gardening section, and then you think to yourself, you know what? Might treat myself.
Yeah.
Can you smell that?
I don't think
That's
you can
beautiful.
replicate that smell, though.
If you can, well, I don't think they'll be making anything else but these candles. Because every home would love to have that.
No, sorry, that's disgusting.
What are you talking about, Sarah? The smell of a barbecue,
No,
even if it's got old meat sort of caught on the grill,
It's
it
like
still smells
when
good.
you wake up in the morning and the kitchen and half the house still smells of what you had for dinner. Maybe it was salmon, maybe it was a curry, maybe it was this. Dinner smells that linger are not nice.
What's the one aroma that you have at home, Sarah, that you like? Is it like a lavender or a...
Gary's aftershave?
I hate lavender. I'm sorry.
Oh, mate, you can't say that.
How can you hate lavender?
Everyone, it gets
Lavender.
too overbearing and it becomes quite sickly,
Jack's
I
got
reckon.
a lavender pillow. He won't sleep without it. It's beautiful. Keeps the room fresh. They fart a lot, so it's pretty handy.
Lavender pillow and his bedtime water with gold flakes in it.
Yeah, it's a little bit concerning.
Jack's really
don't worry
growing
about
up in
Jack.
a...
It says,
Yeah.
I reckon this could be the answer to a bad mood. For anybody when they smell a barbecue, God, it puts a smile on my face. I'm a pretty simple guy, I hate to tell you.
Yep, back you up
But
there,
I tell
mate.
you what,
If you can smell a barbecue, I'm through the roof.
Oh, my gosh.
I love it.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah.
Kate McKinnon stars as Carol Baskin in the brand new Stan exclusive series Joe vs. Carol, premiering tomorrow only on Stan.
All right, the top 3 trending stories today. Coming in at number 3, Melinda Gates has lifted the lid on her divorce, essentially blaming Bill's affair from 22 years ago for the end of their marriage.
Tough.
Oh, shiza. No, we're going to get this in a minute because
22 years, so she's hung on to it.
He was a bit of a party animal back in the day.
Well, this is the thing.
Well, I certainly believe in forgiveness, so I thought we had worked through some of that. It wasn't one moment or one specific thing that happened. There just came a point in time where there was enough there that I realized it just wasn't healthy and I couldn't trust what we had.
Yeah, I mean, after their split, the weeks after they announced they were splitting, all these female employees came out saying that he behaved inappropriately towards them at Microsoft. So she doesn't go so far, obviously, as to say there were other indiscretions, but it feels like there might have been.
I just can't picture Bill making any smooth moves on a lady.
I
How does he
totally
do it?
agree,
You know
but
what I mean?
you just don't know. All these nerds together in a room.
Yeah,
See,
for
the
the
other-
nerd heat gathering says, and at the same time, when he's got so much money, Pal can do strange things to ladies.
Imagine her, though, Melinda, going, okay, it's not working anymore. I don't love him anymore, and I know the payout I'm going to get.
Oh, yeah.
I might just go and buy an island in the Caribbean and just go relax there for a couple of
Every
years.
island in the Caribbean, $130 billion they split.
And
between
all
the
I
two of
want,
them.
all I want is someone a bit younger that's not a nerd.
Yeah.
So she's hooked up with a
Although-
23-year-old personal trainer.
She is too. I mean, don't forget they met at
Yeah.
work and she was a high-level exec.
But they do great things together, Sarah. That's the sad thing. And you watch that documentary where they talk about their philanthropic work and the clean water project that they
They're
have.
going to keep doing all that. They've said they work together fine, so they're happy with that. Number 2, guys, this is literally just dropped. Kanye West has released a video clip to his song Easy with The Game, and in it he appears to be burying a body that is Pete Davidson.
Oh,
Which is probably just not the best thing. So it's sort of, I mean, one of the lines in the verse says, you know, God save me from the crash just so I can beat Pete Davidson's ass. So obviously, in that sense, it's not just out of nowhere, but probably putting it into a video clip's not great, particularly because the kids can no doubt find that stuff online.
See, you know I'm not a fan of Kanye West. I was just talking to Wippa about this before the show. His new documentary, Genius,
Yes.
there's only 2 episodes out. The last one comes out next week. But it is unbelievable. Like, if you get an opportunity, you don't realise how talented this guy was, and no one would give him an opportunity, and how he pushed and pushed. It's an amazing story. And then it's up to, at the moment, when his first album, College Dropout, comes out. And then he just goes, he rockets and explodes, and it's just crazy.
It is a shame that what he does now is leading the headline rather than
Oh,
the
yeah.
Because he obviously is a very talented.
But then his music's been was topping the Spotify playlist for the past 4 days.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped telling us, has he, on Instagram?
No.
Coming in at number 1, finally, guys, Jennifer Garner. This is very sweet, putting some good stuff out into the universe. She spent $100 in coffee for people in the line behind her at Starbucks. So she said, here's $100. Here's a $50 tip for the woman behind the counter. $100 to cover all the people behind me, anything they want. Good on her. One of her 50 acts
Only
of
$100.
kindness challenge.
That is so...
Yeah, but she's doing all sorts of stuff. That's just the latest.
See, Shaquille O'Neal went into a Walmart the other day and bought a kid a bike.
Yeah, I love it. I love stuff like that.
2 people enter. Only 1 leaves. Lock the door! There's 60 seconds. What? On the clock.
Time to dance.
It's time to play Last Man Standing.
The Iconic, your one-stop shop for fashion, sport, beauty, kids and toys with fast delivery and free returns. Shop theiconic.com.au.
You could actually probably get an outfit in before the Mardi Gras on Saturday night as well.
Big call. Be fun, though.
$500 to spend at the Iconic. Judy in Shifley is up first. Good morning, Jude.
Good morning. How are we, everyone?
Good, Judes. What do you need an outfit for?
Oh, I've got a family wedding coming up, and I think the 500 can get me a whole outfit.
All right,
Okay,
chase
Judy.
a frock.
You got to get through Peter and Elwood, though. You've got some workmates who can't get to work due to the floods this morning, Pete. Is that correct?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, that's right. I work out towards Liverpool, and a few of them are stuck at home today. So
It's plenty of those stories, Pete. Good luck today.
So you're playing for them, Pete. Good luck, mate. Judy's going first, though. Judy, if you get one wrong, power goes over to Peter. Whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds, $500 to spend at the Iconic. Judy, your 60 seconds, it starts now. Just Like a Pill and So What are songs by which female artist?
They're by Pink.
Yes, that is correct. What were the name of the twin girls who starred in Full House in the 90s?
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Oh, good get. What is the capital of Chile, Judy?
Is it Lima?
No, it's Santiago. Let's go over to Pete. Pete, who played James Bond in the latest 007 film?
Pass.
It's Daniel Craig. Back to Judy. Judy, complete the title of One Direction song. What makes you...
Beautiful.
Yeah, that is correct. True or false? Giraffes never sleep.
False.
That is false. What is in Wolverine's bones that make him so strong?
Oh, I don't know. Pass.
It's metal. Back to Pete. Which sports car company produces the Cayenne?
Porsche.
Yes. What was Homer Simpson's favourite beer on The Simpsons, Pete?
Pistol Pete. He's taking it out. Strong from you too,
thank
Judes.
you.
Well done. But Pete, you are today's winner. $500 to spend at the Iconic. Well done.
Thank you so much, guys.
Well played, guys. Let's talk through what sort of arguments you have with your loved ones. Because there's a few types here, and it then gives an indication of where this means your relationship will be at. And will it last? Is it in a good place? First one's first. It's the volleyball type of argument where you go back and forth a lot. You're both expressing an opinion. And it's quite healthy, this one, because that means you both get an opportunity to speak. So this says it's quite good for your relationship because the ones that don't argue, and I'll get to that one, can often have built-up tension, and that's not the best way forward for the relationship
in
either.
Volleyball, you set it up for the spike.
Yeah,
though.
you
Is
do.
that
Yeah.
one
And then you
part?
knock it down.
Smash the ball down.
It says here that as long as it gives you both a chance to speak and resolve any issues afterwards, like BJ says, Fitz, that you can't go to sleep, you can't go to bed, still angry with your partner. That's one of the golden rules.
That is a good way, because I'm the silent treatment. I'm like, no, I don't need to deal with this. I'm walking away.
Don't wanna hear
and then
it.
she'll go, no, we need to sort this out before we go to sleep. And I'm sort of, at first I was a bit, I was not keen on that at all. And then I just went, you know what, honey, this is a great way of doing it.
Yeah, resolve it, be done, go to sleep. Next day,
Do you know what another good one is? Well, yeah, getting a good sleep overnight is actually a good way to wake up the next
Nice
day
balancer.
and completely forget about what happened
Yeah.
yesterday.
Now, honey, we're not going to argue again, but I did tell you a month ago that I'm going to Coachella with the boys.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to fight about
No,
this again.
no, I've given her the heads up.
I went last year, I went the year before. That's something I do every year.
Years in the making.
Then there is the screamer. This is the person that yells over the top of the other one, not allowing the other person to be heard.
Don't like that one.
This is a disaster. I don't think I've ever been in a situation like that with a partner, but you do hear about that. There was one down the street the other day, and I could hear the argument, and then I heard this woman screaming, and I went and pressed the buzzer because I wanted to make sure she was okay. It was quite confronting. And there were people out on their balcony listening to the argument as well. And I pressed the buzzer, and she said, hello, and I said, hi, I can hear you. I just want to make sure you're okay. And she said, yeah, thank you so much, I'm okay.
Oh, that's nice.
I
Good
didn't
on
know
you.
come back here again.
I didn't know what to do, but they were having a party because there was a pig on the spit in the backyard and they were waiting for guests to arrive.
Of
So you
course
just wanted
It was
to
all a bit
call up.
weird.
So you're just hanging over the back fence.
Salivating.
Pig.
I
You guys
I had a
okay?
knife between my teeth and I was about to jump the fence
They were
and
just
slice into the pig.
Slicing things off Matty de Groot, were they?
No, they weren't. Wasn't Matt on the spit with an apple in his mouth. Your relationship is not okay if you're in a screaming relationship. You are with the wrong person.
Scream at you.
I think this would be me. I'd be the bickerer. Where it's not screaming, it's not solid arguing, it's just little jabs here
Niggles.
and there. Yeah, the
You're a
niggler.
niggler.
The niggler.
You are.
Where I really just counterbalance what... I get a lot of this. I get a lot of this at home. Phew, haven't finished that job.
Well, that's
So, like,
passive aggressive.
The kitchen, I'll be in charge of cleaning the kitchen and I'll miss one thing.
No, you're not.
Oh, didn't finish the job. Oh, all right, mate. And you know what I said to Lisa? If I was to do what you do to me, we wouldn't be together.
because we'd just fight the whole time.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
If I was to stop down on every time you didn't do something and I was to say, hey, are you going to finish that job? Instead, I just do it. I said, the difference between you and I is I just get on with it.
I would have to say I think Lisa does everything.
What are you talking about? This means your relationship, if you are with a bickerer, at some point you won't be able to take it anymore and you'll blow your stack. What about the never argue? That's what we were talking about earlier. Couples that never row. They avoid the conflict. They never discuss anything.
Well, there's
that
usually...
was my first marriage.
Was it?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Never raised a voice, never brought things
Don't rock the
up.
boat.
Just
That's probably the most dangerous, isn't it?
yeah, because you switch off. Because
Yeah.
you stop. You think, well, I'm not going to bring it up. I either move on
Yep.
or I have to sit with this impassive, silent anger.
Well, you're not solving the problems, are you?
No.
You just let them build
and then
up,
they
build up.
fester, yeah, and
Yep.
then they erupt once you've had a bottle of red wine.
Where did you erupt? What was that moment, Sarah? Was it here at work or was it somewhere?
I think I did yell at Wippa one day, didn't I? And you said to me, I think there's things going on for you personally because you wouldn't say that to me. I was like, well, that's real, mate.
Says you can break up with your husband, you can't break up with me. I wasn't going to take it.
Yeah.
We made out for ages after that.
You said that to him yesterday.
That's
Yeah,
not
that's-
true.
yeah.
Says while some couples might think it's great never to row, it's actually a good thing and healthy to have a bit of a heated row every now and then. Unfortunately, if you don't, most cases, the relationship will not work. Says if I was, I mean,
Oh, yep,
I
here
don't
we
want
go.
to try and say that I know everything about your relationship, but I feel like it took a bit of a downward turn when he proposed to you when you had gastro. You were lying on the bed holding onto your stomach. You've just done 3 hours on the bowl and he says, will you marry me?
Wasn't
That's
the
where-
high point, but he needed to obviously get it off his chest because he thought I'd better do it right now.
That's right.
Happy birthday to Sarah today.
Yeah,
isn't it?
thanks. Let's reflect on all my high points.
All the gastro,
Yeah.
all the exes, time in Bathurst, the toe sucker. Have we got the toe sucker on as a birthday surprise?
He's still hiding in Singapore.
He's in Singapore, refuses to come on the show.
Yeah.
That's why he moved there, just to get away from this whole story.
Some beautiful toes in Singapore.
Still can't get over neighbours leaving in July.
Oh, do you have to bring that up now, just with the floods and everything, mate? We're looking for good news this morning.
Still cannot believe it. I mean, they have had some of the hugest names. Margot Robbie on Neighbours. We've had the Hemsworth brothers. Alan Dale. What did Alan Dale go on to do?
Everything. He was in the OC. He was in
Billions.
Dynasty, Billions.
Yeah.
He sort of popped up in every
I mean,
show.
you want to drop a name on Neighbours, you talk about Kylie Minogue.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh, Natalie Imbruglia.
You want to take out an Academy Award? Yes, please, Russell Crowe.
Bang.
Yeah.
Oh,
right there.
Peter O'Brien. No, I can't really remember
him.
Peter O'Brien. Jesse Spencer. He went on to a
Jesse
Hollywood
Spencer.
career, Sarah.
I went to school with Jesse
I was going to
Spencer.
say he was mates with you, wasn't he? And then
Yeah.
he ghosted you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Pierce.
Oh,
Yes.
mate.
I watched Memento with Huey again the other day. Has anyone
Guy
seen
Pearce.
that's a movie that starts at the end and goes back to the start. It's amazing. Sarah, you got to see it.
You know, Guy
You
Pearce-
haven't even seen Shawshank. I
No,
don't
I
even know why I'm
haven't.
talking to you. Why don't you do yourself a favour on your birthday and watch Shawshank
You know
Redemption?
what? I'm home alone this
Please do.
weekend. I will do it.
You know, Guy Pearce was Mike, because it was always Scott and Charlene and Mike and Jane. And I remember
That's
buying this
right.
magazine, and it was like a Neighbours special magazine, and Guy Pearce was playing the saxophone. Like, there was a photo of him at home, so I was behind the scenes playing the sax.
Saxophone.
And I took the magazine into school, and I said to the music teacher, there it is. I want to learn the saxophone. Because look at that. How cool's that guy? It was Guy Pearce.
And did you learn it?
They said, yeah, if you want to learn the sax, you start with the clarinet. So there I was, blowing on some dodgy woodwind. Oh, just
Woodwind chat.
They said, well, how about you do your homework first? Stop getting your mum to do it.
didn't want to do that.
How's this? This is an amazing story, but obviously there's only a few months to go before it's the end of the...
Has it been called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
July. They reckon it's winding up in July.
Don't say that.
So, how's this? Apparently there's a guest star. Now, they're not naming who it is. It's a mystery actor.
Is it Tammin Sursop? Because she's filming with them at the moment.
Well, they said, Sarah, that this mystery actor has only been on set for a month and didn't take into account, you know, that there's only a few last scenes and people are emotional and so they should be. But this mystery actor didn't read the room and has hosted a farewell party for the cast and crew.
Can I have another guess at who it might be?
Who?
Have you guys heard of Joel Creasy?
Oh, he did do an appearance. Didn't
Yeah.
He's been guest starring on it.
He has.
He was dressed as a lobster or a crab.
Do you know what? Kate, Tim and Joel stitched me up yesterday and hung up on me live on radio. We should give him a call and wake him up.
We should.
Have we got Joel's number? Let's ring him.
He MCs a lot of gigs, and we've seen him. He's very good at it. So if you need a default MC and you've got a Neighbours gig, Joel Creasy's your man.
So, yeah, it's apparently a few of the originals were really upset by this as well, saying, well, this is insensitive.
Alan Fletcher.
Don't you know that we're a little bit, emotional about this?
But
We don't
it's
want to
a party.
No, you don't. I mean, if they're making jokes, about neighbours cancelled, dying a slow death.
If it was Harold coming back, I can understand, just to get the old gang back together.
Yeah.
But this is someone who's been there for a month, making another guest appearance.
Do you know, are there any lines, do you know what they said at all? Like, was it, hey guys, hey goods neighbours, it's going off.
Cheers to
literally
bloody Bouncer, who's probably looking down to us, and Mrs. Mangle right now as well.
Hey guys, thanks so much for 40 years, but it's time to hit the Frog and Toady.
Hey, have you got
Very
Leno?
good.
Thank you.
Have you, because the Mardi Gras is on this weekend, have you got the Neighbours remix for Mardi Gras?
Who did this?
I don't know, but they should be arrested immediately.
I don't know. I'm kind of into it.
Standing. Can we call Joel Creasy? Because I would suggest it was Joel that's offended the long-time cast of Neighbours.
Let's give him a call. He stitched me up yesterday, so let's see if there's no way he's going to pick up.
Wake him up.
6:30 in the morning.
It's a private number, Leto.
Joel he'd go to bed late. He's not going to be happy at all. There's no chance he's
Got his
picking
do
up.
not disturb.
He probably
No, he may have registered for quiet
person you are
calls.
calling is not available.
Doesn't even have a
No,
voicemail.
Can we leave it? We should have left
call
the
again.
Your message.
Hey Joel, it's Fitzy and Wippa here. Sarah's here as well. It's Sarah's birthday today. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Happy
thanks,
birthday,
Joel.
Seth.
Thanks for the call.
Hey
Hope you're
Joel,
well, buddy.
this is sort of, I'm a little bit upset that you hung up on me last night on your show, but also as well, we've just found out that there was a mystery actor on Neighbours who's only been on the show for about a month who threw a farewell party. And apparently it didn't go down well. We thought it may have been you with your guest appearance. Did you throw a farewell party?
Bad jokes.
Give us a call. Our number is 13 24 10. We'd love to hear from you, Joel.
Thanks, buddy. Leno, can we now hang up and call him again? And he might think it's an emergency and someone's died. And then he'll answer.
No, you're not kidding.
I wasn't joking. I want to talk to him now. I want to get him on now.
No, well, he's not going to pick up again.
You don't know. If I get a number calling 2 or 3 times, I always answer because you go, oh my God, something's happened.
You usually do it off air.
Who needs me? We'll get him this time. You watch. Come on, Joel. I mean, he would know it's ringing, wouldn't he?
It's on silent.
He wouldn't have it on
Do not
silent.
disturb.
I always have my phone on silent.
Do you when you go to bed?
Of course.
Yeah,
No, I'm ready to
wanna sleep.
answer. No one ever calls.
Person you
Don't worry about it, man.
Neighbours. Oh, what am I talking about? Sorry, I'm
Neighbours,
talking
no,
about
move on. We've got the
talking about
Davis Cup.
Of course, the Davis Cup. It's a big
Mate.
one tomorrow. We're playing against Hungary at the Ken Rosewell Arena. If you can get out there and support this great country, we're due to win one of these, and this man has been on fire. Coming off the back of the Adelaide International and also winning the doubles title at the Australian Open. Thanasi Kokkinakis, how are you, buddy?
How are we?
We're good,
mate.
buddy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Have you come down yet, Thanasi? It's been, you won the Adelaide International and then you win the doubles at the Australian Open. It's, for a man who's been injured for so long, for all of that to happen so quickly around each other, it must have blown your mind.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I didn't really know kind of how to react. And the thing with tennis is everything happens so quick. Like the next week comes so quick and you've got to get ready for another tournament. I think I wasn't really prepared for it. I just kind of assumed it would roll on, but there was a massive sort of lull afterwards, and I didn't really know kind of what to do.
Well, you're coming off such a big high too, and what I love about it in the special case was, and Kyrgios was very clear in saying this, was you guys didn't expect to end up in the final, let alone win.
No, not even close. We've played in the past, and we've always known we can play well together, but we don't have the focus or discipline to kind of go through a tournament and beat these good teams. So we won our first round, then we beat the number one in the world, and then we're like, oh, it's all right, we'll probably lose the next one, but let's just keep having fun and enjoy the crowd. And then we won that one, and it's like, oh, it's all right, it won't keep up, we'll just lose the next one. had people messaging me being like, "You're going to win this thing." I'm like, "Nah, boys.
Nah, mate.
No chance.
Not even into it.
We're getting bounced next round. It's going to happen." And then we just kept winning. We're like, "Oh shit, hang on,
We're flying."
Do you know what? The best thing about it, because it must be hard. You were going up against double combinations who dedicate their whole lives to double. So the amount of tactics that go on during a match is just ridiculous. But it looked like you boys were just running on by the seat of your pants.
We legit were. We were barely talking tactics. There were maybe a couple things here or there that were like, maybe let's try and look for this.
Yep.
But the thing that we do well is we serve well and return well.
Yes.
And then we tried to kind of blast away from the back and the baseline, which is not what sort of the traditional doubles teams are looking to do.
Thanasi, when you have a win like this, the Aussie Open, and you make Kyrgios one of the great characters of the modern era, sure, there's a lot of fanfare and people around you. What happens when the two of you decide to sit down for a drink? Did you go out somewhere, or what happened?
Mate, I was filthy with him that night because he was with his girlfriend and he said he had a flight at 8 a.m. the next day.
You're kidding me.
No, I couldn't believe it.
Where is the love?
He was very unlike Nick, but I raised the flag for the both of us.
Yep. Where'd you go, mate? What did you do?
My best. I went to Chapel Street, went to a few places, but it was tough because we had press, we had media, and then after that we had to do a drug test. So I ended up leaving the courts at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So ended up being a late one.
Yep.
Played a couple of days for me, but I had a bit of a go, that's for sure. We caught up for a drink when I got to Sydney, but we didn't do anything too crazy.
Tell us.
He's got his misso now, so he's a bit different.
Exactly. What are your thoughts on? And I know there's been different formats that have been tried with tennis, and you look at 2020 with cricket now as well, introducing music and getting the crowds going. I think even golf's doing it now, where they have a par 3 and the crowd's drinking and really getting into it. You boys sort of brought a bit of that, a bit of personality to the Australian Open, where traditionally it's everyone's got to be quiet, you've got to do the right thing, all this kind of stuff. Can you see that more happening in the future of tennis, Thanasi?
I hope so. I hope so. I think that's the way forward. I think that's the way to kind of engage new fans and new people to the sport, especially the younger crowd. I think if you saw the average age at our matches, it would have been either teenagers or kind of anywhere between 20 to 30, and that's kind of what we want. I mean, we want everyone, obviously, to come watch, but tennis has had a little bit of a problem of kind of having the older, sort of more traditional fan coming.
Yep.
And I think to have that energy, to have that young crowd, it just makes the tournament and the buzz so much better. And
it's good, isn't it?
The atmosphere, it felt like a soccer atmosphere, and that's what you want. That's what you want to play in front of.
I'm going to give you some tennis names of legends, and I want you to give me one-word answers. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So when we talk Roger Federer, what's the first word that comes into your mind?
Class.
Class. What about Rafael Nadal?
Machine.
Machine. Novak Djokovic?
Zen.
Okay, let's go through Leighton Hewitt.
Warrior.
Ooh. Patrick Rafter?
Sweat. He sweats a lot.
Sweat. What about Medvedev? When I bring up Medvedev, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Wall. Russian wall.
Andy Murray.
Moody.
Ash Barty.
Vegemite. Don't know why I said that.
That's branding working very well.
Yeah.
Just before you go, I know how much the Davis Cup means to you in representing your country, and this weekend is a big one at the Sydney Olympic Park Tennis Centre. If anyone wants to go get tickets, go to ticketmaster.com.au, but this is a big one for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. Last time I was around the Davis Cup team was 2017, and the last time I actually played in the team was 2015. There were a few reasons for that. Obviously, one of the main ones being just injured, and the timing hadn't worked out. But yeah, it's good to be around the guys again. It's a different sort of pressure, a different sort of atmosphere. So we've got a good team. I believe we can get it done this week. But yeah, hopefully we can all play our best and get the result we want.
Well, good luck, mate. It was so good to watch. I mean, I watched that final at the Adelaide International and having your mates on the sideline and to have that success, and then
awesome.
with Nick as well in your hometown. It was just brilliant, mate. So congratulations, Thanasi, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Thanks,
you,
mate.
brother.
Take
See
it
you,
easy.
mate.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.